Have you ever reached your 30s and suddenly felt like life is not where you thought it would be? Maybe you imagine owning a stable home, feeling secure in your career, or having clear direction by now. But instead, you're dealing with setbacks, career disappointment, financial stress, or goals that somehow slip further away over time. And sometimes the hardest part isn't the failure itself. It's watching others move forward while you feel stuck in the same place year after year. You start asking yourself uncomfortable questions. Did I miss my chance? Is it too late to change? Why do I keep ending up in the same difficult situations? Many people after 30 experience this silent frustration. Responsibilities increase, risks feel scarier, and changing direction seems harder. But what often keeps people trapped isn't bad luck or a lack of ability. It's repeating certain mistakes without noticing them. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 common mistakes that keep people stuck in failure after 30, and more importantly, how you can avoid them so your next years become stronger instead of heavier. And the first mistake begins quietly in the mind, often without people realizing it. One major trap is believing that your current situation defines your future permanently. After repeated setbacks, many people start thinking, "This is just my life now." They assume failure is permanent. They stop trying new things because disappointment feels safer than hope. I remember a man who had been working the same low-paying job for nearly 10 years after his small business failed. Every time someone suggested he apply elsewhere, he would say, "Who would hire someone my age starting over?" But the truth was, his experience running a business had taught him management, customer service, and negotiation skills. When he finally applied for a supervisory role elsewhere, he was hired within months. The real obstacle wasn't his age or background. It was a belief that his past failure locked his future. After 30, many people accidentally limit themselves by assuming opportunities are only for younger people. But experience is often more valuable than youth when paired with action. Another mistake that traps people in failure is spending too much energy blaming circumstances or other people instead of focusing on solutions. Of course, external factors affect our lives. Economic downturns, bad partners, poor management, or unexpected events can hurt anyone. But staying stuck in blame keeps you powerless. A woman once told me how her career stalled because her former boss never promoted her. She spent years feeling angry about it. But when she finally changed companies, she realized she had also stopped improving her skills because she felt victimized. When she focused on learning instead of blaming, her career started moving again. Taking responsibility does not mean everything was your fault. It simply means you choose to focus on what you can change now. And once people start reclaiming control, they often notice another subtle mistake that keeps failure repeating itself: the fear of stepping outside comfort zones again. After experiencing setbacks, many people play life too safely. They avoid new opportunities, refuse career changes, or reject learning new skills because they fear another failure. But comfort zones slowly become cages. A former colleague stayed in a job he disliked for years after a failed career switch. He said he preferred predictable dissatisfaction over risking disappointment again. Eventually, stress affected his health, forcing him to reconsider. Once he finally tried again, he realized the fear was worse than the actual challenge. Growth always involves some discomfort. Avoiding risk completely often guarantees stagnation. And as we continue exploring how people unintentionally trap themselves, we begin to see another pattern, one that affects daily routines and long-term progress more than people expect. When people talk about failure, they often focus on big events: losing jobs, businesses collapsing, investments failing. But many long-term struggles don't come from dramatic moments. They come from small daily habits that slowly drain progress without being noticed. One common mistake after 30 is neglecting personal development because life feels too busy. Work, family, and responsibilities consume time, and many people tell themselves they will learn new skills later. But later often becomes years. A friend working in manufacturing believed his industry would always provide stable income. When automation reduced positions, he suddenly found himself outdated. Younger workers with updated skills replaced many roles. He later admitted he ignored opportunities to learn because he felt tired after work. But when he finally began evening courses, his confidence slowly returned and new career paths opened. Learning after 30 isn't optional anymore. It's survival in a changing world. Another mistake that keeps people stuck is isolating themselves during difficult periods. Failure often brings embarrassment, and people withdraw from friends or colleagues. They stop attending gatherings or networking events because they don't want to answer questions about their situation. But isolation removes access to opportunities and support. A man who lost his job once avoided social events for months. Ironically, when he finally met friends again, he discovered several job opportunities through casual conversations. Human connections open doors that effort alone sometimes cannot. And along with isolation comes another hidden mistake: comparing your journey constantly to others. Social media makes this worse. Everyone seems successful online, posting promotions, vacations, and achievements. Meanwhile, you're dealing with bills or career uncertainty. Comparison destroys confidence because it ignores context. You see someone's success but not their struggles, debts, or sacrifices. A woman once told me she felt behind because her friends owned houses while she still rented. But years later, some of those same friends struggle with debt stress, while she enjoyed flexibility to change cities for better opportunities. Life paths differ. Progress cannot be measured by someone else's timeline. As people begin to recognize these patterns, another important realization appears. Moving forward isn't about avoiding mistakes forever. It's about adjusting mindset and actions continuously. And that awareness leads naturally into the final piece of rebuilding progress and confidence after setbacks. At some point, most people who feel stuck reach a quiet turning point. They realize life will not suddenly change unless they make intentional changes themselves. Waiting for perfect timing or ideal conditions often keeps people frozen longer than necessary. One final mistake that keeps people trapped in failure after 30 is postponing action while waiting to feel fully ready. Many believe they must regain confidence before starting again, but confidence usually comes after action, not before. A man who dreamed of switching careers delayed for years because he wanted to feel secure first. When layoffs finally forced him to change, he discovered he was capable of adapting far more quickly than expected. Sometimes life pushes us forward when hesitation holds us back, and when people take even small steps, momentum slowly builds. Updating a resume, taking a short course, reaching out to old contacts, or starting a side project can reignite hope. What matters most is movement, even if progress feels slow at first. Remember, even the smallest changes today can make a huge difference in your future. Avoiding these common traps does not guarantee instant success, but prevents years from slipping away unnoticed. If you're currently facing setbacks or feeling stuck, you're not alone. Many people watching this are rebuilding, adjusting, and learning just like you. Feel free to share your experiences or challenges in the comments so others can learn and find encouragement too. And if this conversation helped you reflect or gave you motivation to move forward, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Together, we're building a space where people support each other through life's difficult chapters. No matter how late it feels, growth remains possible. Experience gained through hardship often becomes a foundation of future success. Wishing you strength to overcome every challenge ahead, courage to make new choices, and success in creating the life you truly want moving forward.